video, and we're starting it with a road trip. We got the Ram 2500 with the 6x10 box trailer on the back. You'll have to wait and see what we get or what we got, or you know. And excuse me, we're out here on the Richmond Highway, the 407 ETO. What are you gonna do? Up here at the right lane, this is a really cool rig. This is a U-Haul, the U-Haul emergency truck. That is a truck that is set up for anything. That's a cool truck, man. What is this? A swimming pool? I think there's a swimming pool on the highway. Wow. Oversized load. It doesn't weigh much, but it sure is big. Yeah, I guess it's a pool. Alright, that's it for the Richmond Highway portion of the program. There's the beeper thing there, the boom across the road. It's going to go beep, beep. There it goes, beep, beep. Now we will be joining North America's busiest highway, the 401. And this is kind of a busy part of it out here in Milton. Let's see what it's like today. Oh, and by the way, I didn't mention before, we're heading down to southwestern Ontario to Chatham, Ontario, to get something. Okay, there it is. 401 goes from the right across Ontario, Quebec border to Windsor. In some spots, it's 16 lanes wide and packed across the top of Toronto. We're west of Toronto now. There's some iron. Yeah. Okay, well that's it. We're at the West Lorne en route. We just stopped to have a bite to eat and let the boys stretch their legs a little bit. If you look out the back, you might get a view of, you know, what we got. We'll show you more when we get home. But for now, we're clean and green, heading for Brock Road in Pickering. No Richmond Highway this time. What a beautiful evening. We're just coming into Milton now. It's still pretty quiet out here. The sun's starting to set, but once we get to the 407 and beyond, business is probably going to start picking up. Now once you start going across the top of Toronto, there's never a dull moment on the 401. It is just always, always, always busy. We'll see what it's like when we get there. Here we go. We're coming up to where you gotta make a choice. You take the Richmond Highway and have a smooth, quiet ride home, or you roll the dice and stay on the 401. We're gonna roll the dice. JB Hunt, man, they've been around forever. I didn't even know they were still around, but I guess they're still around. They're out of Alabama or something, aren't they, JB Hunt? You know you're entering civilization when you start to see lights over top of the road, and they just came on. And now here we go. We're at that critical point. There goes the 407 Richmond Highway off to the right. And we're going to stay over here to the left and see what our fortunes bring us when we hit Toronto. It's starting to get busier now. We're into Mississauga. You can see how wide it is here. It gets even wider as we get into Toronto. So here you can see we got I think there's 5 and 4 over there. We got like 19 lanes of traffic across here. This is right beside Pearson International Airport, and it's okay now, but you want to see this in rush hour. You think the I-5 in California is something? It's nothing compared to this. Oh, we're coming to Highway 400. There it goes, peeling off there. It's usually a gong show through here, no matter what time of day it is. But well, we're doing pretty well here. I'm impressed. My are impressing me today. Uh-oh, 404 north, 2 lanes blocked. Look, 2 right lanes closed beyond Shepherd. Okay, we won't go up the 404. We're rolling now down into the Don Valley. That's Leslie. There's like every day there's a wreck there eastbound at Leslie. Don't ask me why. It's just a hot spot. It used to annoy me coming home from work. Every single day there would be something going on at Leslie. And then we go down here and it gets a little chaotic too because the off-ramp to the 404 or the Don Valley Parkway is here. And nobody is ever in the lane that they need to be in. So they jam on the brakes and they turn right. They jam on the brakes and they turn left. And more times than not, they crash. We've kind of passed the middle. The Don Valley Parkway is kind of the, you can call it the middle. So now we're heading out into the east, into Scarborough. And then we'll get to the edge of Scarborough and into Pickering, which is where we'll be getting off at Brock Road. And oh, there's a wreck over there they're cleaning up. You can see here it's 9 o'clock at night and it's still just packed with trucks. Unbelievable. There's a whole bunch of construction at White's Road, so we got, or pardon me, at Brock Road, so we got to get off at White's Road and then go cross country over to Brock. Our destination is the Brock Road Canadian Tire, so we can get some Go Juice for the old Cummins. There's the 401 heading east, or, well, I guess these guys are heading west into Toronto. Well, here we are, made it to Brock Road. I don't know what them stupid signs on the 401 we're talking about. There's all kinds of people on Brock Road. Don't ask me. Now we'll see as we get down here. Yeah, so, well, there is a bunch of blinking lights down there. I guess they're working on the bridge, the 401 bridge. There's only 2 seasons in Canada, winter and construction. Well, we made it to Canadian Tire. Getting the old truck filled up. And these 2 boys have been so very, very good today on our trip. All right? Yes, very good, boys. Okay, watch your noses. So, here's what we bought. These are the mortal remains of a 1940 9N. I've got a few 1949Ns, and looking at this, it's just incredible the speed at which these things were changing, because I could see little differences on this one from the other 1940s that I've got that kind of slots it into where exactly it was made. I saw this tractor on Marketplace. The fellow had gotten it in whole. It was in pretty rough shape, and he was selling parts off of it. So he'd sold the engine and the front sheet metal, which was actually pretty nice on it, I remember from the pictures. And then we were able to come along and buy the remains for what I consider a pretty nice price. And he was a good guy, because we've got in our garage our 1939 9N that isn't really got too much. That doesn't really have too much of its original parts left on it. It's had at some point an 8N center section put on the back, and it's got 2N axle trumpets. It's just what happens to these things over the years, right? So the first thing I saw in the pictures was this really nice 1940 aluminum dash. This is a little later. We've got another 1940 up in the barn, our really nice 1940, which is literally from the first week or two of production of 1940s, and it still has the starter switch mounted on the dash here. You can see this one has the interlock switch down below, but it still has the ignition pilot light, which puts this one a little bit older than the other 1940 that I've got up in the barn. Yeah, they were just changing so rapidly. This one also still uses the the dipstick mounted in the steering box, but it still has the level plug in the side of the case. Man, it's not even too worn out where the shifter pin goes. Pretty impressive. It's got the blank cover there. You see there's no hydraulic dipstick in the aluminum cover on the side. So this is a early-ish 1940, but not as early as my other one. It still has its original 1940 four-spoke steering wheel with the center cap. That's pretty cool. And man, this dash, they break the corners here, right? Because as these things, as they oil up the brakes and they don't have brakes anymore, they smash into stuff to stop them. And when the front of the hood takes a shot, it puts a lot of stress on these corners of the dash, and they're always broken off. But this one's not. The only real mess I can see on this is that somebody's drilled a hole down here for a light switch. No big deal. Oh no, my bad. That's the original hole for the ignition switch. See, that is something that's different, because on my earlier one, the ignition switch is up there beside the oil pressure gauge. See, they were changing so rapidly. It's got the cast iron. It's got the cast iron base for the lift quadrant, whereas my early 1940, that piece is cast aluminum. And unfortunately, it's broken. I have to try and find a good aluminum welder to stitch that back together for me. It's got on this side what appears to be a decent 32-inch hat wheel. I think it may have a little rot down there, but we'll find out when we get it off. That fender doesn't look too bad. This one is kind of rotted out on the bottom. They're single rib fenders that would have come along. This probably would have been one of the earliest tractors with the single rib fenders on it. And then here's the real surprise. Look at this. It's still got one smooth axle in it. That's awesome. And over here we've got another 32-inch wheel with a, I'm not going to say the tire's good, but it seems to be holding some amount of air, which we could classify as good. I wonder if this steering box, what it's like. Yeah, it's not bad. It's going to need somebody's cut the throttle lever for whatever reason. We may be able to fix it if it's just fallen down in there, but no, somebody's cut it all up. That's some of the stuff that happens to these old things. Not much you can do about it. But all in all, an excellent buy for what I paid for it. I'm very, very happy. Oh, and the other bonus, my 39 in there, the radius rods, number one of them has been broken and welded back together, and both of them have this little tab welded onto them. Maybe that at some point somebody had made up some canvas side covers for the hood or something. So these ones are nice, clean, straight. The drag links are nice and straight. It's got the proper axle support, the cast iron axle support, and it's got the correct 39 or 1940 front facing grease fittings on the steering knuckles, which is something I've been looking for, because my 39 in there, it's got later 9N axles on the front of it, and the grease fittings point to the back. So that's another thing we can fix. Our 1939 is getting more 1939-ish by the minute. So we'll basically use from this tractor, we're going to use the whole rear end of it and the front axle on our 39. And oh, that's going to be great. Now I got to start finding a few more bits for it. Like, I got to find another smooth axle, because now that I have one, I got to find another one. But all in all, this was a great buy. Oh, and he gave me a few little bits and pieces in here. He said these are bits and pieces for it. A couple of other little bits there. It came with a decent looking square tank rad and crushed and rotted out muffler. But you can use this front piece of the pipe and buy just buy an aftermarket muffler and attach it to it. There's lots you can do with this stuff. You don't throw anything away. This stuff is all usable. And I kind of think what I'm going to do for now, because it's sort of in one piece, I'm going to get an old oil pan out of the barn, and I'm going to bolt the front axle and everything all back on it, and put some hubs and wheels on the front, so then it, you know, it's a rollable thing. I'll have to find a wheel for the back of it to put on there. This tire the tire has left the chat. The tube is still there. Got a little bit of a hole in it, but you never know. I might be able to patch that up and have a usable tube, depending on how bad it is, right? All in all, pretty tickled with this purchase. Here's a load of stuff we got at the auction for cheap. Deb got a few serving dishes and that little decorative plate. It came with the stand, Deb? Mm-hmm. That's okay. And we got this. These two cute little bears. And this here, Deb, at the last auction, we got a really nice Kenmore sewing machine in a cabinet. And we're pretty sure that this is the chair for it, but the chair didn't come up until this auction. But hey, for a couple of bucks, we got it. And it's got the storage underneath it and everything. Beautiful. I should show you that sewing machine too at some point, because it's a really nice one. But anyway, we got these two. They're Rubbermaid totes. We actually just wanted the totes, you know, but they came with what's in them, and I don't even know what's in them, so let's check it out. Some kind of game. It doesn't look like it's ever even been opened. Oh, coffee filters. I don't know, don't ask me. These things, there's some kind of adapters so you can put a 1 1/4 hitch plug in a 2-inch hitch. I don't know. Useless. What are these? Oh, a remote for something. Well, there's 2, 3 of those. Oh, look at this phone. Oh, that's cool. An old rotary phone. Oh, we have to see if this works. And in the other bin, we got a cedar that, well, doesn't seem to work. Oh, no, I see. Oh, okay, that's all right. Oh, a sprinkler. We'll try it. An oil filter grabber. May have seen better days. And a couple of bags of grass seed. I think that's what that is. Or is that rock salt? Oh, man. It don't smell too good. Whatever it is. We'll just leave that there for now. And that's some kind of fertilizer or something. That may all just go to the hazardous waste at the dump. And then in here we got, what do we got in here? 1/2-inch cup. Mike, I gotta put that outside. So this stuff is for your seams when you're doing a tile shower, right? With that orange board. Couple of plumbing fittings. But look at this. A 7 1/4 worm drive saw. Wow. That's a pretty serious piece of kit. Wonder if it works. Well, we'll find that out in a second once we finish going through here. We got, what is this? Oh, and it's a fuel pressure gauge, see? Okay, that's all right. We'll take that out to the shop. We got a drywall gun. I sent one of these to the auction a couple of years ago. Maybe this is it. We'll see if that works. And then just a few miscellaneous plumbing bits and crap, and a DVD about showers. Okay, well, let's see if these things work. Okay. Drywall gun. Yep, it works. Worm drive saw. Gotta be careful here. We don't want to cut the cord. That's bad. Bad, bad, bad to cut your own cord. I've done that many times. Let's see here. Oh yeah, that is a nice saw. These things, one like this is about 250 bucks to go buy it. That is unbelievable. Well, I got a dial tone. Let me try to phone my mom. It's ringing! This is unbelievable. Hello? I'm good, thanks. How are you? Not much. I'm just testing out my new phone. Yeah, we got it at the auction. It's one that you put your finger in and turn the dial. Yeah, it's probably got the bell in it that goes gring gring, you know, when it rings. Yeah, okay. So I'm not going to bother you then. All right, it rings like an old phone. The last thing that was in there is this really nasty old Coleman stove. Let's see what it's got in here. That's not bad, a piece of freaking cast aluminum. That's the old one that runs on the fuel, eh? Yeah. That one could probably just go straight to the scrap. Here's the first thing I'm going to show you. I've been looking for one of these for a while. They're $300 or $400 to buy a new one, and I knew sooner or later I'd find one at the auction. I got this for exactly $100. It's a rotary table, right, for the milling machine. That is very well bought. And then I don't even know what this stuff is. Everything in the back of the truck, except for that orange bin back there, all of this stuff, it said unsold items from previous auctions, all together one lot. I got it for 12 bucks, just kind of like a surprise pack. So we're gonna see what we got. Let's get it all out of here. Here's the first two boxes of stuff. A bunch of old telephones. I got no use for any of this crap, but in this box were these really cool old realistic, these are old car speakers. We used to put these in the back window of our cars. These are good. And a bunch of old VHS tapes. Unfortunately, there's no use for them anymore, so they can go straight to the trash. So here's the contents of the first box. We got these, I think these are a couple of old chicken feeders maybe. We got this neat old keyhole saw, but the handle's broken. Don't even ask me what that is. Some gardening tools, and a really nice old yardstick from Moore's Discount Hardware, O'Connor and St. Clair. That's pretty cool. And this drawer, maybe it's from an old sewing machine or something. We also found in that box this neat kind of baseboard heater that you plug in, Mastercraft, so you know who to blame when your house burns down. Look at this monster saw, pretty cool. And this cool photograph, it's framed, and you can tell by what the students are wearing. They're like graduation gowns of some sort. That's pretty cool. Here's something cool. I knew there was a whole bag full of records, but they're all Asian. LPs, all Asian. That's pretty cool. So, I don't know. We'll figure out what to do with these. I bet you somebody might want to have these. Here's a bunch of interesting stuff. There's some old bottles here. Look at this. Look at this cool ashtray. I mean, you don't find ashtrays like that anymore. This, we're not sure what this is, except it's got some kind of a music box in it that doesn't work. Deb said she wound it up, but yeah, it's roached. Here's a nice tile with a painting on it. And this thing, I guess it's supposed to be a flower pot from England. Here we've got a box full of books. Deb has already claimed this one. It's Katharine Hepburn, her autobiography. And there's 3 Pierre Berton books. Those are great Canadian stories. and some other stuff. We'll go through it. My dad likes to read books. We'll see if he wants any of them. This is cool. We got a model of the Saturn V rocket that went up for Apollo 11. That's neat. I'll have to get it in the house and pull it all out and see if everything is there before we decide to do it. We got a couple of nice collector plates. Some more books in, we think they're in Swedish. And this construction set, again, it's taken a bit of a beating. So we got to open it up and see if everything is in there. Oh, it's all cool stuff anyway. And here's a whole bunch of stuff that was in this here bin. I mean, this alone is worth 12 bucks, eh? Holy Toledo. So, yeah, we did okay, I guess, at that auction. We'll finish putting this stuff away. I got some goodies here. These look very much, these here, I've showed you these before. Inside the trunk of every 68 Ford, there's a big long spring like this that holds the jack down, and I'm pretty sure I can use these. That's awesome. And yeah, lots of hardware-y type stuff. So that's good. So my old parka here, I've had this thing for years, and like everything else, Deb has been patching and patching and patching, but it's getting a little long in the tooth, eh? So I'll show you what we did. Deb got me this one at the auction. $11 all in. It's like brand new. Very nice. Thanks, Deb. And unfortunately today we're making another change. My old red coat that's been a fixture on this channel for 5 years, Deb refuses to fix it anymore. Well, there's not really, it's like some of the other stuff around here, there's not really a lot left to fix anymore. So it's a new beginning. That was a pretty good load of show and tell stuff. I can't get over that 9N parts tractor that we got. That's just perfect. When I first saw it listed on Marketplace when it was still in one piece, I was pretty disappointed because I didn't think it needed to be parted out. And if it had a set of CM Hall headlights on the front of it, I would have been flying down there to buy the whole tractor. But I waited, and that paid off for me because he sold off. Basically, it's like I planned it. The fella sold off the stuff that I didn't really need, and what was left was stuff that I could really, really use, and it all worked out. It's just how it goes sometimes. And in that video, I've wanted to take you all for a nice run on the 401 for a long time. We missed rush hour. Geez, too bad for that. But we got to go for a run on the 401. Anyway, that's it for this one. I'd like to thank you for coming to see us at the Claremont Classic Garage. Hope you'll come and see us again. And until then, I'm Kevin saying so long for now.